What up, what up? It's Regz. It's the regular show. It's cold out here today. But let's get into it. Y'all seen that picture of Little Kim that's been going around the internet? Y'all know who Little Kim is? It's like it's like she's not even the same. Well, it's not like it. She's not even the same person no more. I mean, inside she could be the same person, but if say you got in a time machine, you left 1996 or whatever, right? And you came to now 2016. So you don't have no idea what happened in between 95 and 2016. And Little Kim walked past you on the street, and you're listening to Little Kim. You literally wouldn't even recognize her. And I mean, this video is not going to be about Little Kim, but the video is going to be about why is it so hard for people to accept themselves. And I think the reason is because of society, family, friends, and shit like that, and people's opinions, which shouldn't matter to you because, like I've said in previous videos, like, the only opinion that should matter to you is your own opinion. Like, you need to love yourself even before you could love somebody else. But I don't want to get back into the love shit, but that's basically what we talking about. Like, you gotta really look at yourself in a bad way to want to change your whole appearance, your skin color, the way you look. Like, understand, like, the way you look, like the way I look, the way you look, the way other people look, that's your, we call it spirit, your soul, your energy is what I call it, projecting into the physical world. Like, there's a reason why your nose looks the way it does, your lips look the way it does, your eyes, your body is there's a reason for that. You don't know the reason, but the reason is because of you. You made yourself look like this. Like, this is your inner self projecting itself to the outside world. I read some shit the other day, not the other day, probably like a couple months ago, and it was pretty crazy because if you think about it, you've never really laid eyes on yourself. You've never seen yourself. Like, even right now, I'm making this video and I'm looking at myself, but I'm looking at myself through the camera. I'm not actually looking. Just picture it like this. Like, if I'm myself and there's another one of me sitting next to me, then I'm looking at myself. That's what I mean by you've never really looked at yourself. But to do all that, to get surgery, that's society. That's the downside of society, because we judge people based on how they look and not their character or what they do or how they treat people. Like, we literally judge people initially off of how they look. You got a girlfriend. What was the first thing that drew you to her? I know it wasn't her mind. I know it wasn't the way she talked. Like, there was a physical attraction that drew you to her. Then once you get through that and you start talking to her, then more stuff builds on, and you start loving her or liking her for other reasons beside. But that initial contact was through physical, through you looking at her like, wow, she looked good, I want her. So you went and talked to her. You see people on Instagram and shit like that, like the thirsty dudes on it. Like, that's all physical. Like, that girl could look good. That girl could be the dumbest fucking girl in the world. That girl might not even have a tongue and be able to talk. She might just make noises all day long. But you don't care. You're not going to take the time to find out because you're just seeing the picture and what she's projecting to the outside. So that's all we're worried about. And that they think that's the trap that Little Kim got caught in. She literally got caught in a trap of, I have to look a certain way. She's worried about society accepting her, and she hasn't even accepted herself yet. And that's crazy. You have to accept yourself. If you don't love yourself, there's no possible way that you could love anything else. Because if I can't get love for myself, how can I possibly love somebody else? If I don't even love myself, I don't like the way I look. I hate myself. Like, that's crazy for you to hate you're that way for a reason. Whatever, even if you want to do it the religious way, that's how God made you. So you saying God made a mistake? He made a mistake and made you this way, but he fucked up? That's not how it works. You are who you are. You look how you look for a reason. Whatever the reason might be, I mean, that's the purpose. That's what you're trying to find out. But you ever see somebody that's a real negative person and a real nasty person and everything like that? They're usually ugly. Like the saying, like, oh, you brought the ugly side of me out. And if you notice, the most beautiful girl that you could meet, once she gets angry or you strike a nerve, like, she literally doesn't look good to you no more. She looks, I'm not gonna say ugly, but she doesn't look good to you no more, because that's that negative energy coming out. Your energy literally affects the way you look. Like, look, Lil' Kim got all that surgery. She's supposed to look like whoever the fuck she thought she was supposed to look like, and she's not even happy with herself. I bet you Lil' Kim wish she looked like how she looked before she had the surgery. I bet you she looks at old pictures of herself and like, wow, why did I do this? But even then, she's at that threshold where there's no turning back. So now this is me. So now that she has the face that she has now, what is she gonna do? She thought that me changing myself and turning into this and looking a certain way was gonna make herself happy. And now she's stuck with whatever she did, and now what is she gonna do? She's gonna start tweaking that. And that's not gonna stop. It's just gonna keep going and going and going. And you see that shit all the time on the internet, on TV and shit, these celebrities that literally just fuck their face up because they wanna look a certain way. They think beauty is whatever you think it is. Like, that people need to understand that. Stop listening to society, other people's opinions and shit like that, because like I keep stressing, all that shit doesn't fucking matter. The only thing that matters is that you make yourself happy, that you're happy with yourself. That's it, regardless of what anybody thinks. You know why? Because they're not you. They're not you. So that shouldn't matter what they think. Okay, you don't like the way I look, but I do. So basically, what does that mean to me? You don't like it, okay? I'm sorry that you don't like it, but this is not your body. This is mine. Be an individual. Be who you want to be. Don't be who you think you should be. That's a jewel right there. Be who you want to be, not who you think you should be. Because at the end of the day, what you think you should be, once you get there, you're going to look back and be like, why did I do this? Everybody got regrets. I know Lil' Kim got regrets. I know she has regrets. I know she looks at old pictures of herself and is just like, why did I do this? And now she has to live with it. And like I said, she'll just keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until she looks like a mess. And that's it. And then that's the end of the line. Then she's just not going to give a fuck no more. She's going to come to a point where that's it. I can't do nothing else. I fucked up. I'm going to accept it. That's it. But she should have accepted that in the beginning. She should have accepted that before she went and had surgery. That this is how I look. And this is who I'm going to be. Do the best with what you got. That's all you can do. This physical literally doesn't mean shit. This doesn't mean shit. It's what's inside. I know it sounds cliche and shit like that, but this physical doesn't mean shit. People need to stop judging people on physical. Like I said, judge them on their character. Judge them on their spirit. Judge them on the energy that they give off of. You could be the most ugliest person, but if you got good energy, I'm gonna want to be around you. You want to be around people that have good energy. You want to be around people that lift you. Not lift you, but you want to be around people that make you feel good. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you could be next to the most beautiful person in the world, but if their energy and their spirit is nasty and shit, you don't care about that. That's what I'm saying. That physical draws you in, but once you get to know that person, they could be nasty. The physical is what we use to trick the outside world into accepting us, basically. But you can't live like that. Treat people, you know what I mean? That's what they say. Treat people how you want to be treated, and it's true. because you wouldn't want people to treat you like that. But you have to get out of your head that there's a model of perfection, or there's a model of what people should look like. Because if that was the case, everybody would look alike. Everybody would look exactly the same if that shit was true. Just think about it. Everybody would look exactly the same. What would be the point of people being different races, different gender, all that shit? What would be the reason? There would be no reason. But there is a reason. The reason is to be happy with who you are. And if you're not happy with who you are, change that, not your physical. Change the way you think. Change the way you act. Change the way you react to certain shit. That's how you change that. And you'll see. I read somewhere that literally whatever you project out, however you feel is what you project to the outside world. So it's like the same reason that you could walk into a room and the person you just walked into the room, you walk into it and you could feel the energy, and you know that person's mad, or you know something's wrong with that person, or you could feel that. You know what I mean? Same energy. You're at a basketball game and they just hit the game-winning 3. You might not be a person that's all rah-rah jumping all around, but when that whole stadium is rocking, you feel that energy, and it's almost like involuntary that you jump up. You might not do it all the time, but you have that, and that energy gets inside of you. That's what it's all about. It's not about your appearance. People get that shit fucked up. Like, of course, you don't want to look like a bum and everything like that, but you don't have to live up to the standards of the people you see on TV. Like, you live by your own standards. Live by the standards of treating somebody right, being positive, and living your life for yourself. That's the standard that you should live up to. Not, I gotta get the nicest car, I gotta get the nicest. All that shit means nothing. And regardless of what doctrine, belief, or anything you believe in, you're not gonna get judged on your physical. You think you're gonna get, if you believe in this, you think you're gonna get to the gates or whatever, and God's gonna be like, oh shit, you ain't got the new Jordans? Nah, you can't get in here, bro. You crazy. All that shit don't fucking matter. It literally doesn't matter. What should matter is how you affected people in your life, and the manner in which you affected them, whether you affected people positively or negatively. That's what you're gonna get judged on. You're not gonna get judged on your appearance. Drop the physical appearance shit. Not saying go out, stop shaving. You still gotta take care of yourself. That's the thing. There's a difference between taking care of yourself and trying to look a certain way, if that makes sense. That should make sense. That makes sense. That's what it should be about. You're not getting judged on that shit, whatever the fuck you believe in. Whether you believe you coming back or whatever you believe in, nobody's gonna judge you on your physical. And that's the most fucked up part. But it is what it is. This was a rant. I needed to get this one out. I was looking at pictures of Little Kim and shit like that, and it's crazy. You was beautiful in your own way. You didn't have to change anything. You didn't. And people should have been telling her that. That's another thing with these celebrities and shit like that. They got too many yes people around them. And I think it's on purpose, because they don't want people to tell them, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, they want people just to be like, yeah, do that. Even if they're thinking like she shouldn't do that, they're gonna say yes. You know why? Because they scared. You know why they scared? That they're gonna get cut off from money. They're gonna get cut off from the life that they're living with this person and all that other shit like that. And that's all they're worried about. So Little Kim could walk up to one of her people and be like, hey, I want to cut my ear off because I think it'll look good. And the person in their head like, why the fuck would you want to do it? Yeah, you should do that. Yeah, do that. Oh, that'll look hot. Yeah, that'll look good. Don't be that. That's crazy. I'm Regz. I'll holler at y'all later. Be safe.